Hello and welcome to your weekly theatre news recap, the series where I take all of the news from the past week and I tell you it in one kind of big blast. It's still unedited because my laptop's still broken. It's probably going to be broken for a little while. Great. But I'm still here. I'm still going to give you this weekly. I'm going to keep this series for the short term unedited, and then that way I can focus on editing the other videos that are coming out, so that even though I have no laptop, you still got content flowing. This week I'm hoping to kind of catch up and everything. Doubtfire video's coming tomorrow or the day after, by the way. You're welcome. But let's just talk about this week's news. And if you want to stay up to date with UK theatre, getting these weekly blasts, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single one. But let's start, as we always do, with our casting news this week. First up, we have the full cast announced for Halls, which is going to the Turbine Theatre. This production has been slowly building itself up. It's had a couple of workshops. It's been slowly working itself through the Other Palace and the Turbine with little workshops. And now they are doing a full-on... It's a kind of blended production. It's a workshop-y full production of Halls. And the cast includes Maid Heather, who's recently been in the Ensemble of Heathers, Matteo Johnson, Jacob Datcher, Lenny Turner, Jaina Panda, Kelly Sweeney, Elena Gacy, and Ivan Fernandez Gonzalez. This cast is a lot of new faces, a lot of new names, and honestly, this is very exciting. I am very much looking forward to hopefully being able to see this production. It's always exciting to see new musicals workshopped and to see how they eventually go on to evolve. So if you're interested, make sure you go and get your tickets for that. We also have the new leads announced for Frozen. So from the 27th of September, Laura Dawkes will be making her professional stage debut as Anna. And Jamie Kasango, who's recently in Tina the Tina Turner musical, will be joining the cast as Kristoff. The rest of the main cast are staying. It's only the actors playing Anna and Kristoff who are leaving and being replaced by these two actors. This is very exciting. I finally saw Frozen the other week, and I really liked it. I thought it was a nice, very faithful adaptation of the film, just a very cutesy show, and hopefully I'll be able to go back again and see these new leads. Carrying on, talking about lead and casting, we have the lead and casting of the Love Never Dies concert. This is playing at the London Palladium. No, Theatre Royal Drury Lane. Yes, Theatre Royal Drury Lane. That's the one. On the 21st and 22nd of August. And we have the supporting cast members announced now. We have Matthew Seedon Young, who is in Company. I'm pretty sure they're currently in Groundhog Day as well. I might have to double check that one. But they're going to be playing Raoul. Courtney Stapleton, absolute star and icon, been in Six. Dear Evan Hansen, just finished starring as Belle in Beauty and the Beast. She's going to be playing Meg, and Sally Dexter, who's well known for being in Emmerdale, will be playing the role of Madame Geary. This is very exciting. This is a musical that we don't see very often in the UK. It's a musical that's not very often done, the sequel to Phantom, but it's very exciting. A concert version of this musical is probably a good way to go. I feel like for these kind of more controversial, I don't know, musicals that have a very mixed reception. A concert version's a good way to do it. And this cast is very exciting. Moving on, more casting. There's loads of casting. Let's go. Greatest Days, the Take That musical, has announced some further casting for their UK tour, which is currently going on. We just talking about Meg Geary. We have Jennifer Ellison, who played Meg Geary in the 2004 Phantom of the Opera film, will be joining Greatest Days in the role of Rachel from the 21st of August. And, as well as this, Olivia Hallett will be joining the company as young Rachel from the 24th of July. Very exciting casting here. Rachel Ellison is a big name. She's done Dancing on Ice, she's been in the Legally Blonde UK tour, and it's very exciting. I'm hoping to be able to catch this one very soon. Maybe it's going to go to Wimbledon or something, and I'll try and catch it there. But I'm going to see it. I'm going to try and see it. And very exciting. Talking of more tours, there's a lot of tour casting. We learned that Julian Clary will be playing the role of King Herod in the upcoming Jesus Christ Superstar Tour. This is inspired casting. I mean, King Herod, he's camp, he's silly, he has one number, and he comes in and he's like, do you know what? I'm taking the stage, this is my turn. And if anyone can, like, channel that, it's Julian Clary. Julian is only doing a couple of tour stops. He's doing Manchester, Newcastle, Aberdeen, Glasgow and Liverpool. So if you are anywhere near those tour stops, make sure you grab your tickets for Jesus Christ Superstar. And finally, in casting news this week, we have the full cast for 222. Yes, the play that is played in every single West End theatre. It will not stop until it's played every theatre in the UK. It is a phenomenon that we cannot stop no matter how much you want to stop it. It's going to keep going, and it's going to play every theatre, and you need to let it happen. Anyway, they've announced their tour cast for the first leg of the tour from September to December. And this cast features Joe Absalom. I think that's right. I'm hoping that's right. Who will be playing Ben. Charlene Boyd, who will be playing Lauren. Nathaniel Curtis will be playing Sam. And Louisa Lytton from EastEnders will be playing Jenny. I always say that with a 222 cast, there's usually like one cast member in there where you go, oh, I know that one. And for this cast, for me, it's Nathaniel Curtis, who was in It's a Sin, which, if you haven't seen It's a Sin, oh, it is heartbreaking. You need to watch it. So I'm hoping that maybe I'm going to be able to see this cast, but this cast is playing in Bath, Canterbury, Newcastle, Edinburgh, Milton Keynes, Norwich, Southampton, Brighton, Salford, Leicester, Belfast, Glasgow and Plymouth. So if you are near any of those tour stops, make sure you grab your tickets to see this cast. Next up in news this week, I'm doing very well, let's go. Extensions and closures. We have one show extending and one show closing early, unfortunately. Operation Mincemeat is a show that is extended, it's run, it's going to be playing now until November 4th. It's got a 6-week extension, which, you know, it's fantastic news. I love Operation Mincemeat. I saw it again on Saturday because I won the lottery. Woo! I loved it. I love it so much. And if you haven't seen it, you need to do yourself a favour, enter that weekly lottery and get your tickets. It's amazing. It's fantastic. And you have more time to see it now. So there's no excuse. Go and see it. And unfortunately, it has been announced that Aspects of Love will be closing 3 months earlier than originally scheduled. It was going to be closing on the 11th of November and has now moved that date up to Saturday the 19th of August. I have made my thoughts on this musical very clear. I was not a fan. But beyond that, and beyond my thoughts on this musical, it is always sad to see a show close, especially a show close like this, where the artists working on this have expected, you know, their work to be maintained up to a certain date, and unfortunately that has not happened and people are being put out of work, and that's always such a tragic thing. So my heart goes out to everyone working on stage and backstage on this production, and if you are interested in going to see Aspects of Love, make sure you go and see it before the new closing date. Now, let's talk about upcoming new productions and transfers to the West End, or other places, or things. This is just a very broad category. First off, we have the announcement that The Way That Old Friends Do is filling up the criterion between Bleak Expectations, which is unfortunately closing early, and Darren Brown's Unbelievable, which is coming later this year. The Way That Old Friends Do is getting a very limited 4-week season from the Criterion from the 17th of August. So if you're interested in seeing this play, which has been currently doing a UK tour, make sure you go and grab your tickets. Next up, we have a Broadway transfer that's being hinted. Camelot, unfortunately, has announced that it's ending its Broadway run early. But the producers have hinted that they are looking into some future productions for this musical, namely a US tour, but also they have hinted at a West End run coming soon. Now, this is very exciting. For me, mainly, for one reason, and that reason is Philippa Soo, who is starring in the Broadway cast right now, and please, if you're going to bring over Philippa Soo. Bring her over. I want to see her live, and that's why I'm excited. Next up, we have a new play announced as well, starring Lily James from Killing Eve, and Kristen Scott Thomas from Darkest Hour. This play is called Lioness, and will be playing at the Harold Pinter Theatre from the 17th of October to the 23rd of December. Now, Lily James, this is not her West End debut. She starred in All About Eve. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Yeah, she did. Yes, she did. Future Ellie, double check and fact check that, and then say in the comments if I'm correct. Am I correct? Who's to say? I'm pretty sure she has. She was in it. It was Gillian Anderson and Lily James, right? I'm correct. Anyway, she's coming back to the West End to play in this new play by Penelope Skinner. This is very exciting. I love new plays. Give me more new plays. Harold Pinter, I'm looking forward to being in you to watch this play. I thought I was getting better at the unedited versions of these videos, but apparently not. Anyway, next news. We have the full dates for the Olivier Awards for 2024. Now, this Olivier Awards season, there have been so many plays, so many new musicals opening up. We haven't even seen, like, the big push of new shows opening. It's going to be a bloodbath. It is going to be a bloodbath for these musical categories. But it has been announced that the Royal Albert Hall will be the home of the Oliviers Awards once again on the 14th of April 2024. As well as this, we have the announcement of the eligibility period, so we know exactly which musicals and plays can be nominated this year. The eligibility is for any shows that opened from the 15th of February 2023 to the 27th of February 2024, with the nominations being announced on Tuesday the 12th of March. This is very exciting. I love the Olivier Awards. It's always such a fantastic date. There's so many questions. I've got a video coming out very soon, probably next week, about one musical coming that raises a lot of questions, whether it might get nominated or not. But if you're excited for the Olivier Awards, please let me know, and let me know what shows you want to see nominated this year. And the most exciting news for me personally this week is that 42 Balloons is finally getting a full production. If you remember, last year, 42 Balloons did some semi-staged workshop productions at the Vaudeville, and I was lucky enough to go along and give some feedback to the creative team. Even from that one production, which I wasn't allowed to talk about very much, we could tell that this was a very exciting new musical, and this was going to go far, and I was counting down the days until we finally got an announcement of it coming back. And finally, we are getting a full production that is heading to the Lowry next spring. We've got a little while to wait, but it will be opening from the 18th of April to the 19th of May. So if you are up north, if you're near Salford, make sure you book your tickets for this. We have the announcement as well that we have 2 returning cast members from the workshop productions, Evelyn Hoskins, who played Carol, and Charlie McCullough, who played Larry, both returning to play their respective roles. This is extremely exciting. I love this musical. You are going to love this musical. Make sure you get your tickets. I'm going to try and make it to that. It's a bit hard for me to get to, but you know what? I'm going to do it for 42 Balloons because I love that show. And that is all your big theatre news for this week. What's your favourite story? What are you most excited for? Let me know. I feel like I'm refining this format a little bit with the unedited versions of them. I promise eventually they will be edited again. But for now, this is what we're doing. Okay, enjoy. I hope you have a good day. Why don't you click on some videos? They're on screen right now. Wow, look at them. Make sure you subscribe as well and don't miss things. Anyway, bye. I love YouTube.